As we've been reporting, police have identified and detained what is being described as a strong person of interest in connection with the shooting death of UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson. 26-year-old Luigi Mangione was arrested in Altoona, Pennsylvania, after being spotted by a McDonald's employee. The NYPD says local authorities found items on Mangione, including this fake ID that is believed to be the same one he used to check into a hostel in New York City. Police say a weapon that appears to match the one the shooter used was also found on Mangione, as well as a suppressor. CBS News law enforcement contributor Richard Esposito is with us. He's a former NYPD deputy commissioner. It's good to see you again. Thank you for being here. Can you explain why it may have taken 5 days for an arrest and all of the material, the camera footage, the evidence that police have had to comb through?
Yeah, it was a very well put together case, of course, but it came down to a witness who spotted the person. And that was part of the reason they put out the pictures at the outset. 5 days, not as long a time as some would like to imagine it is. There was a lot to go through. The guy was surveillance conscious to some degree. He's got a mask on. He goes through Central Park. He rides buses where no ID is required. And he uses false identification to book his lodging in New York. And that makes for a difficult manhunt. But in the end, one of the things that they hoped for is what happened. Someone saw the pictures and called the police.
What are the unanswered questions law enforcement still need to work out?
They need to now button down the pieces, and that's what they're doing today. You can be sure they are comparing ballistics on the weapon he was found with the ballistics from the crime scene. They're comparing his fingerprints to ones that they might have smudged or not on bullet casings, on the bottle, on the candy wrapper, all the pieces of evidence we've heard about over the past few days. They're going to see if there's any cell phone data that puts him in locations that are pertinent. They're going to put together every single element that a prosecutor would want to bring to a jury were this to go to trial. And then, of course, they're going to be sitting down with him in front of a camera with a prosecutor and a detective, and they're going to be asking him a series of questions and seeing if they get a confession.
You touched on this, but NYPD Commissioner Jessica Tisch said today this was the third tip from the public in 3 weeks that led to a high-profile arrest. Can you explain how vital it is to have help from the public?
Public information is the key to so many things, whether it's if you see something, say something, campaign that we saw right after 9/11, if you see a bomb, if you see a suspect, call us. It works for bank robberies. It works for murders. There are 8 million people. Why not put the evidence out there so they become your eyes and ears? It's a very unique thing. Other countries don't do that. They hold evidence close. It's part of their legal systems in some countries where you can't share it with the public. Here, we share as much as we can, as soon as we can, without damaging the investigative techniques, of course. And it really works. And it's proven it 3 times in just a short period of time in New York alone.
Richard Esposito, thank you.
Thank you.